Welcome to the Velocity Motorsports Xfinity Series here at Martinsville Speedway, a track known for short track, short tempers, and we're probably going to see tempers flare here. I would not be surprised if that were to happen. All drivers are currently in their qualifying right now, so it'll be a little bit before they do get back into the session. But you see there is some race info up on the screen right now. So lots of beating and banging. Martinsville, half-mile track. And it's going to see some tempers. A lot of these races normally turn into Wreckfest. Hopefully it doesn't with these guys. We've got about 2 minutes left in the qualifying, though, for themselves. Just had somebody say full send. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of full sending here. I have no doubt about that. It's going to be I'm going to hope this car turns. And if it doesn't turn, well, sucks for them. Below them, they're just going to wash right up into them. But again, I hope y'all are doing good. I am extremely tired. I'm running on about 3 hours of sleep. It's hectic, that's for sure. Overall, just wore out. Very, very wore out. Oh, actually, while these guys are currently doing their qualifying, I do need to re-add something, so I will do that right now. You'll see something weird pop up on the screen, but that will go away. Let me actually hide that here, so you won't see that anymore. Called in to do this broadcast, so I honestly didn't even know if I was going to be able to do it today. And it turns out we got back a little bit earlier than what we thought we would for a track meet that we had. I'm a college kid and I run college track. I didn't think we'd get back, but we did. So I'm filling in for whoever normally does it. It's good, I guess. Some people's mind. Make sure this one works. Yes, it does. So we have 2 of them up now. Always keep a backup one just in case all the time. Currently, though, it looks like Bellinger tops the board right now. We have 5 drivers that haven't put up a qualifying time just yet. We'll have to wait for them to do that. Again, if you all are new to Ghost Racing Network, if you don't mind subscribing to us, that will help us grow a lot here. We are at 480. We were at 485, then those numbers went back down, sadly, but that's stuff that's just going to happen every now and then. The channel will go up and down a little bit. I think we can definitely get back up to 45. Hopefully we can hit 500 by the end of this month. I think it's very, very possible. Don't have any doubt about that, but it looks like they just switched over to this session, so I'll pull up the qualifying results now for you all. So Tyler Bellinger first, Nick Goins second, Randy McKinney third, Tay McDonald fourth, Jim Ott fifth, James Ledford sixth, John Holliday seventh, Joseph Murnay eighth, Bill Sleet ninth, Austin Walton 10th, Brandon Watkins 11th, Trevor Key 12th, Isaac Brock 13th, Michael Pardusky 14th, James McKinney 15th, Sean Walton 16th, 17th, John McIntyre 18th, David Mayo 19th, Tyler Doher 20th, Devontae Peterson 21st, Jason Palmer 22nd, Andrew Hayes, and 23rd, Charles Mosley Jr. in the race here today. I will wait for these guys to all grid, and I'll give them one paint refresh. I do normally do that for them. I need to actually load in the cameras too. Haven't ran at this track in a while, so we're going to give them some load in on there. We're waiting on just a couple of people to grid right now. Not a lot, just a couple of them every now and then. Just a little bit more time again. 130 laps, as you see. I'm not sure what the fuel window is. Fuel window's probably kind of up in the air, I'd say. Some people will go a little bit... Well, it's really not fuel. It's more tires than anything else because the tires are going to wear off. And once the tires wear off, that's when you really start to notice that you have some pretty big fall off during the middle of the race. Because those tires wear and you're just like, ooh, it's not wanting to turn anymore. That's just kind of what happens with these tracks. That's the first thing you notice every single time will be that. So... Still waiting on Tyler here to grid. Looks like he will miss the grid. That very well may have been race control, but going to give everybody a paints refresh here. You will see their paint pop out and then pop back in here very shortly. I'm going to go around one more time, and then they'll get the green flag after that. So a little bit of a throwback to Dale Earnhardt Sr. also on the outside. So you got Dale Jarrett and Dale Earnhardt Sr. You got I wouldn't say a Kyle Larson throwback at all, but it's kind of become Kyle Larson's paint scheme where you can't get any sponsors on the 17 right now. Austin Walton. 44 also has a little bit of a throwback paint scheme. That's Brandon Watkins. That's to Jeff Gordon in the early 2000s. And you see it looks like a Rusty Wallace on the 2 of John McIntyre. Then a Bill Elliott throwback on Devontae Peterson. Pace car has pulled off. We will be getting the green this time by 130 laps at a track that's known for beating and banging on each other. And the green flag is in there now. We are underway here at Martinsville. It's like everybody so far is clean. That 88 is trying to get to the 3. That's Bellinger trying to get to going. Looks like he'll be able to get a pretty good drive off on the bottom. The 88's got a little bit loose there. I saw that rear end lift up a little bit more than he probably wanted it to. So those rear tires are starting to spin and get heated up. But these laps will tick off here incredibly fast. So we got 2x2 by here. Looks like that 5. He is having some trouble getting to that bottom line. Actually, 51, sorry. Joseph Murnay. He cannot get to that bottom line. Looks like he finally has a gap in line. Now looks like he's getting a really deep too is what I'm noticing with him. Might want to back up the corners there and get a little bit better rotation, but we have the 40. He gets up under the 35. Who is that? It's actually Walton there. That's an interesting paint scheme. Sean Walton. Far back to the Hudson Hornet. And Cars, the movie. Looks like behind going, we got Bellinger. Bellinger's trying to hold off McCaney. And you see Ott slowly kind of poking his head throughout this right now. 73 is also showing his nose. That's Tay McDonald. 38 looks like he gets a little bit sharper as the 88 got loose off that corner, almost spun himself. That was a good save from him. I thought he was going around there for sure. As we have a caution out on the track, somebody's probably gotten punted, and that's the 51 who's up in the wall here. Joseph Murnay. We'll have to see what happened to him. And rewind what happened to Joseph. As there's something that was weird. That was a netcode thing right there. Excuse me, y'all. Looks like that was netcode because watch how his car hits and then bounces. Yeah, that looks like that was a netcode issue right there, and he really didn't even hit that hard. He just spun around, and he was sitting up at the top of the track, and that will bring out the first caution here tonight. Don't expect to see anybody come down pit road. Should be just everybody stays out right now. Maybe the guys that got spun, they'd come down. That's iffy. The 51 might come down. See, the 40's coming down. The 2's coming down. These guys both have damage. That 40's front, or right front fender, looks like it's got some damage done to it. So it's kind of dented in. And the spoiler's up. So is on the 2 of John McIntyre. His fender is in and up. His splitter's up on his car. So he's going to have to get that fixed. Luckily, at tracks like this, that really doesn't play a huge factor. It's kind of like it's a factor, but it really doesn't do much to them at all, if I'm being honest with you. So they'll probably be able to get away with it, knowing that too. As I forgot to get in the booth. Running on 3 hours of sleep, so I'm like barely here. Looks like they're gonna go around at least one more time. Might be grabbing the green flag next time by. I think that they are. This is what Martinsville is, especially in, it seems like an iRacing's really a prevalent thing. There's a lot of cautions, a lot of guys just getting into each other, just nicking that rear end of the car, and that it really upsets the car, and it just wants to go right around on them. Hopefully it doesn't turn into this. Be a pretty bad thing to see. But they will be going around at least one more time. I thought that they were going to grab the green next time by, but I was wrong on that sense there. I do kind of like enjoying looking at some of these paint schemes. That too doesn't have a rear bumper. Well, he's gotten hit from somebody, that's for sure. If you don't have a rear bumper, you kind of remember the guy who hit it off for you. His car is going to pull off here. It will grab the green on lap 11 of the race. As the green flag is back in the air, the 3 gets a good jump. Some tire spin from the 38. Looks like he's going to almost put it in the wall. Like they might be 3 wide. No, they decide to not go 3 wide. And, oh, we got somebody going on the bottom. That's not going to end up well. The 37 into the 1. The 1 up into the outside wall. It doesn't hit it. So we stay green. Looks like it will probably stay green for a little bit longer. Caution won't come out because it was kind of in the back of the pack, out of the way from everyone else. As there's the caution for that a little bit late. You could see that happening from a mile away. The 1 thought he had room there, and it's never a good. Oh, actually, the 37 looks like he got hit from Walton, and that kind of sent him down into the path of the 1. So that wasn't the 1's fault. 37 is trying to save it, and then he clips a 1. That 1 goes up into the outside wall. So this driver's clipping each other all the time. That's just kind of what happens at some of these tracks. See him saving fuel already. That's going. Already turning that car off, trying to save as much fuel as possible. I don't think we'll see anybody take the pits unless they were the guys that got damaged, like the 37 and the 1. Those are the only guys I could see coming in. The 44 is going to gamble. That's Brandon Watkins. He has a little bit of front end damage, but it's not too bad. Does have to worry about that front end of the car being smashed in and not wanting to cool down, though. So let's see. Probably a smart move by him, trying to come down pit road. Yeah, well, I kind of watched that Xfinity race a little bit. I don't like super speedway racing. I wanted Parker Kligerman to win. The only reason really why is I don't really watch Xfinity, but he races for the local team, Henderson Motorsports, where I live. I live like 15 minutes from their building. That was pulling for him. He's not had good luck this week so far. I know he got involved in that truck wreck, none of his doing, and he got involved in the Xfinity race at like the very end when the caution came out to end the race. He got involved. I don't think he got that much damage. I think the car was fine, but it ended the race either way for everybody because it was so late. It was a white flag lap, next flag ends the race type of deal. So the next flag they got, the race was over from that point. So there's nothing that they could do. pace car is going to pull off here, though. See, the lights are off on it. Signifies that tuckle up. Tuck in your belts. Hope you don't die. And we're going. It'll be the 3 and the 9 going, and McCaney top bottom here. Sauter has the flag in hand. We are back underway here at Martinsville. And we have somebody turn. That was Jim Ott up into the field. This is the big one here at Martinsville. The 17, the 35. Looks like everybody else besides or behind them avoids that. That was a big pileup there. The 40 got involved also. But the 4 probably tried to get on that gas pedal a little bit too hard. Just a little bit. We'll go back and watch what happened with him. Rewind the clip. We'll go cockpit so I can get a better hear of the engine. Yep, right there. He just went way too high up in the RPMs. Yep. It's just one thing about tracks like this is tire spin is a really big factor at tracks like this. Your tires just, you can't get any grip off of them. You're kind of just hoping that they don't snap out from under you. And that's what they did on Jim Ott's. So 3 cautions so far. Only 20 laps into the race currently. Walton comes in. Austin and Shane are in. I think Austin had. Yeah, Austin did get involved in that wreck. He's got front end damage. He got pretty smashed in on him. Not horrible. I think Sean's definitely way worse off, as Sean is a relatively new iRacing driver. 627 iRating D class. So he's got to get that iRating up. That does take a while. Took me forever. I run for Team Watson Racing. I'm at 4.5K IR, but I've been running for probably about 2 years now. Also, use code WATSSPIN39. That is WATSP. What? He just blow up. Yep, he just blew up. We're going to go on a commercial break here, though. get back in the truck on that car. As we gotten right back into that. Sorry about that, y'all. You're back in it, though. But looks like it is Nick going. He's leading right now. Lap 27 of the race currently. These guys can get a little bit spread out so they're not running over each other like they were before. Jim Ott looks like he's magically back in the race. Going probably wants to see this go green. Doesn't want to have to deal with anybody else behind him. Haney's trying to track him down. Looks like he's actually Goins laid down the fastest lap of the race. I don't see anybody catching him right now. He's just too far ahead at this point. But I mean, that being said, this is Martinsville. There's going to be a lot of cautions here. No doubt about that. So far, everybody's gotten pretty spaced out. The 89 looks like he's just going to let that 37 go. You're going to see some guys choose a risk over reward. That one's going to try to get under that 17. That's Watkins and Walton going at it. How hard they want to fight. As they're going to lean on each other, that one might have touched that 17 just a tad. Knocked him up the track a little bit. We got that spot, and neither less. Watch how three is going around the track, because this is some people at these tracks have different driving styles and it works. We're gonna watch how Goin drives here. He's really just deciding to paint that bottom Bellinger. He's trying to work his way up here. Right now, it is currently going. He's setting the fastest laps, 2022s right now. Got some guys running about mid-20s also throughout the pack. No 21s quite just yet in the race, as Bellinger actually ran a faster lap. That's the 88. So maybe he's finding a little bit of speed here as he gets these green flag runs that happen. Two, the one, almost clipped the two there. He got in there pretty deep. Ford on a Ford. This is a throwback paint scheme on a throwback paint scheme here. Going to go side by side down into turn one. It looks like he will lift, let him under him decide, and it's not worth racing you for it. And that's probably a good choice from these guys. As we have a caution on the track, it looks like Tay McDonald has crashed here. As, yep, there he is. He's around. This had to be getting on the throttle a little bit too aggressively coming off the corner, if I had to guess, by these guys. Go back and watch what happened, though. As we got the curb, that's what happened to him. He just clipped the curb a little bit, just nicks the inside wall. That won't be bad damage for him. Do you think we'll see these guys come in finally, though? They won't stay out anymore, I think. Who knows at this point? looks like we got some people staying out. Everybody's gonna stay out. I thought somebody would have came in here. I didn't expect this. Walton, Watkins, McDonald, and Pardusky all came in. They all have damage. Now that makes sense that they would come in. I wouldn't think they'd want to stay out. Get as much optional that you can fix in this short amount of time. Might as well do it. If you have the opportunity, might as well take it. But yeah, these guys are coming back in. Get more optional fix. You can only get about like 15 seconds of optional damage done at this track because it's so small of a track. You literally, I mean, you pull in your pit stop. I mean, you pull in your pit stall, you're almost heading out as soon as you're done with it. Looks like they're going to be getting the green flag this time by. It looks like it'll be the 3 and the 9, just like last time, the 88 and the 38, though. 38 somehow has a car that hasn't been destroyed. Never mind, I lied about that. He does have some damage on it. The 88 doesn't have any damage. Let's see if somebody can give him some. You don't have damage when you leave Martinsville. You haven't been racing the track. One thing that I know, but pace car has pulled off. And green flag is back in the air. We are back underway here at Martinsville. See, no, we got it. Somebody almost spinning their tires. That was a 55 of Isaac Brock. Had to be really careful there. It's like going, he's just going to tuck into the lead. McKinney will fall behind. Bellinger will go third. Holiday fourth. Ledford fifth. See somebody looking, deciding, do they want to make a move? That 35 got in there a little bit too deep. Decided to not lock up the brakes. That two got a good run off the corner. Almost plowed into that rear end of the 63. Had to lift him just a little bit to not run him over. Saw many guys get ran over here. We've seen it early in this race. Looks like everybody's doing single file right now. The 88's trying to catch this 9 of Bellinger. He might be able to get him too. And just these closing laps as the caution is out. Have to go back and see what happened here between these two guys. I'm not sure what it was. It was Walton and Palmer who have crashed. So we're going to go back and look and see what happened to these guys back here. As just a lockup on the 40's part, and then the 17 plows into the 44. Didn't know he was there. That was really kind of just a weird lockup. So we're going to finally see pit stops from the top guys. If I had to guess, this might put them to the end of the race on these pit stops here. I mean, maybe one. You can go a pretty long way on fuel, and if we keep on having cautions like this, the tire wear is, you know, little to none. You're not going to have much from this point on. It's going to be non-existent, really. But Brock and Trevor Keith to the lead. These guys have yet to pit, it tells me. That's what it says to me. Is it true? And we'll put that up for debate. Who really knows anymore at this point? Now, this could be a bad thing for these guys that came down pit road that, were in the lead. Like, this 3 might regret it because he could easily get caught up in something that he had no chance of avoiding. That's what you kind of risk when you put yourself back in this mix. You're just kind of at the will of other people around you now at this point. You're just hoping you don't get punted. That's really what you're hoping for. As long as you don't get punted, you're completely fine with what's happening around you. Now, if you get punted, then that's a different story. A 7 went pretty wide on that corner. He's lucky he didn't get punted by that 55. That 55 is going to dive down up under him, try to get that position. That 38 shot wide. That's for sure. He definitely went wide on that corner. That 1 might have just clipped. Yep, he did. He got him. Devontae got somebody else, and this is 4 cars in it. The 38's involved. The 4 automatically tows. His race is probably over. I saw that happen once. I saw that 1 shoot down the track. We're going to see what happened here. That 1 got loose off. Yep, there it is. 1 got really loose off this top line. And into the 35, and then it is on from there. It's like 37 had not missed it. That's actually 5 drivers. That is some hard contact for those guys. But that's going to bring out the 6th caution here. 1/3 of the way done. We will take a commercial break again. All right, we are back here. Some drivers did lead the race. I don't blame them. This track is always difficult. It doesn't matter if it's ran in a league or anything else, because people just they just want to punt each other. I mean, that's how Martinsville goes a lot of the times, and it can get really annoying too. So I feel his frustration. I definitely feel that frustration that he has for sure. I don't blame him one bit for being angry with people and leaving the race either. That was talking about Jim Ott and Charles Mosley. Joseph, he's getting some damage fixed. Joseph had an engine go kaboom on him earlier. Decided to dip on him, then he used his fast repair, got it fixed. He got involved in that second wreck, and that actually might have broken everything on his car from that hit, and I think it possibly did too. His car pulls off. And we are back underway here at Martinsville. Some drivers get a little bit loose on that restart. They spin their tires. They all get it gathered up and back under them, though. 38 decides, I'm going to go find out what's up at that wall. And he figures it out. He's going to come back down off that wall there. Got somebody running a modified. That's the 37. This is going to end up bad. He actually backs out a bit good. As we got somebody around, that's the 38 who is punted into the outside wall. He will sit up there. That was a Jim Holiday. I can see what happens here. Sorry, John Holiday. As that 48 just got in there just a little too deep, and I mean, he just nicked him. Wasn't a hard hit at all, just a light tap from that. That 17 is also running a modified. Him and the 35 are probably teammates running that modified here, it looks like. Is that, you know, if you don't have a front end, they can't smash it in. Big brain moment right there from him. If you don't have a front end, you can't get rid of it. So might as well just take it off the car. Gonna get the green flag this time by, as the lights are off on the pace car right now. They went off, so means, yeah, we're gonna get back to racing. Lap 63 is when they'll grab this green. Little bit, they're getting close to halfway. They've got about 3 more laps, and they will be officially halfway done with this race. I know some drivers probably want to get out of their car if they do not want to deal with this anymore, and I do not blame them. 7 cautions so far in the matter of 62 laps. Will be Donald and McCaney leading them to green here. As tire spin is probably going to be seen again from these guys. As green flag is back in the air, we are back underway. Surprisingly, no tire spin from any of them here. We've got a lot of modifieds back here. We'll look at them. You can see them here. That one enters shallow. If I can take somebody out with them. The 40, the 17. There's some other people here that have them modified also. Who is it? Somebody else that has one. But there's a lot of guys that went wide in that first turn. Somebody got shoved up out of the groove and were able to save it. That 37 or 35 is surprisingly did not. Sorry, no, it's the 37 who's doing surprisingly good. That's Andrew Hayes with no front end or no bumper. Don't know how they're getting fuel in that car. No clue at all. He's probably got some engine damage too, if I had to guess. Actually, maybe helping him, as that's, who is that up out of the groove? That's a 36. That's Hardusky way out of the groove there. he'll have to find a spot back in line, because if he doesn't, he's going to get railroaded. He finds a spot in line, tucks in behind Hayes. But Goen has taken the lead back from McDonald. McDonald, he's just been, right, Goen's just been setting sail. I mean, I don't think anybody's really going to catch him from this point on. He's just so smooth with it around the whole track. At this point, as we have the 1 and the 63 going side by side, the 1 will get that position. He'll go set his sights on Brandon Watkins in front of him now. A lot of guys just seem to be getting in the corner pretty deep and just hoping that the tires will turn, and that seems to be one of the issues that I'm seeing with a lot of these guys. Haynes is going to go under McCaney here, try to get the 4th position. He will do that, move Haynes up to, 5th. Is going to try to follow that hole that was punched by the 37. He won't be able to do that just yet. .37 bangs it off the wall. We have a caution out on the track here. Just doing some little shots from the race. It's Austin Walton apparently has been involved in an incident. Somebody got pinched and he punted that 23, I'm guessing. Nope, he actually got tipped by the 48, and that sent him around spinning. Nobody else behind him, though. That was James Ludford who sent him around. Just a small nick when it was barely a tap, but that was enough to get him spinning because of that. Don't know if we'll see anybody come in at this point in the race. Is a possibility, not completely sure though. So that is the 8th caution at lap 75, so averaging a little bit less than a caution every 10 laps. Or a little bit more than a caution every 10 laps here, it seems. They have been getting these little bit longer runs as the race goes on, though. I've noticed that. Guys figuring out, how deep they can get in the corners, where they can brake, where they can't do certain things. As I believe, wait, this is... is this what I think this is? As this is the day that Dale Earnhardt actually died. I did not realize that. He turned head-on into the wall at Daytona, which resulted in his death. Broke his neck, I believe. Did not realize this was the exact day that he died. By trying to win his Daytona 500, it was Michael Waltrip, I believe, that won that race instead of him. And that's kind of a... I was a Gordon fan. I wasn't alive in 2001. I wasn't even born. Born in 03, so I never got to see Earnhardt. I did know that Earnhardt was kind of a jerk to Gordon, but Gordon really respected him, and Earnhardt somewhat respected Gordon, just gave him a lot of crap because he was younger. But never Earnhardt fan, but he is definitely a generational talent. So was Gordon. Also, those two drivers were. How is the 44? 44 is laps down. Oh, he's up here. Never mind. I thought Watkins was laps down here. How are some of these guys still driving? I mean, some of these guys' cars are just literally just in pieces. I mean, they are in literal pieces. I don't know how this is possible for them. Looks like it'll be Goen and McCaney. So this is what we saw a little bit earlier in the race. These guys run 1-2 right now currently. As pace car is off. And the green flag is back in the air here at Martinsville. He gets a monstrous jump over this whole field. A caution on the track. McIntyre is in a incident here. So is Palmer. Somebody got spun coming off the corner. No doubt about that. Here, let's see what happened between these two guys. As it was the 38, looks like the 2. That 38's not really putting his nose. I mean, oh, I take that back. Well, I mean, that's the 38's fault, but he really wasn't, like, sending it in there, per se, but, I mean, he was definitely kind of shoving his nose in that area. I don't know if I would have made that move, but I don't know if I think the 2 thought he was going to make that move at all, and he really has no reason to think that that move is going to be made either, because that is a move that you're like, whoa, this man actually tried that? Bring up the 8th, or sorry, not the 8th, the 9th caution here, lap 82. Have a little bit under 50 laps left. Definitely don't expect them to go green, though. Bill Sleep, he's down pit road. Looks like he doesn't. I'm not going to say he doesn't because he might have damage. He's got minimal damage. I mean, it's definitely visible on his car, but it's not horrible by any means at all. Does that 17 have a front end? How does he have a front end? He must have saved it. He had to save his fast repair. There's no way he didn't. .37, not 37, that's the 40. It's kind of cool and also weird seeing these cars that don't have a front end run around these tracks and still be competitive, because it doesn't make sense at the same time. But it does because it's a short track. You don't really need aero. As long as you have engine damage and you can still turn the same, you're going to be fine, more likely. I mean, you're not going to be drastically off the pace. Like, you know, you might be a little bit off, but running a little bit slower is also going to save you just a tad more fuel. Pace car is going to pull off, though. It'll be Goins and McCaney leading them to green. Haynes and Bellinger making up row 2. Pardusky and Watkins row 3. Lap 86, they will grab the green flag, and we are back underway here at Martinsville. How is Hayes doing this? I mean, that car is just beat up. We have a yellow out for Trevor Keith. What has happened here? Probably a lockup. Pretty wide, and he gets just nicked by the 23 down to the inside of the wall, bangs it off, and then he will get back rolling again. So not a lot of damage done to his Ford Mustang. That'll bring up the 10th caution, lap 88 of 130. Laps ticking away slowly but very surely for these guys. That's just how Martinsville is. Martinsville turns out to be like this no matter where you run it. So these guys really, there's almost nothing that they can do to avoid what's happening. But a lot of cars in a short track like this, you're going to have some guys that get into each other. See, Watkins, he was not coming in. He just looked like he was on pit road. Thought he was coming in for half a second, but I was wrong on that end. My fault there. As people were looking like they're going in, they're just riding really low on the track. Haney, Keith, and McIntyre are in. Keith looks like he's getting a lot of damage fixed on his car, though. Gonna go around at least one more time again. They'll grab the green on 92. I said 93, 92. No, 93. I would pull up drivers on this, but where this track is a lot smaller than all the other ones, I'm not gonna do that, and I want to risk, the green flag dropping magically and then me not realizing it, because I've done that a couple of times. And I pulled in drivers before. The green flag drops a lot. Do not want to make that mistake at all. So, yeah, they'll be getting it this time by. So lap 93 of 130. I was correct with that. Not guesstimate. Lap countage there, I guess you can say. Again, I don't expect it to go green. You're going to see a lot of guys just be punted out the way. And get out of here and go for a lot of them. Pace car is going to pull off. Going McCaney, Hayes, Bellinger, and Pardusky. The top 5 drivers right now as green flag is back in the air. We are back on our way here at Martinsville. 37 spun his tires. Gets hit by the 36 behind him. Luckily, they somewhat sort this out. These guys are not going to wreck each other just yet. We'll save that for a little bit later in the race. 36 smokes his tires, getting into that 48. Blew that corner. That's Ledford going all the way up to the wall. So far, these guys are pretty much side by side. The 55 is trying to go under the 73. Looks like he will not be able to do that because that 35 is going to be a little bit slow on that bottom line. That 73 is going to get in the wall, though. That should give the spot to the 55. They're going to go 3 wide. The 17 going to force them 3 wide down there. Going to end up bad. That 73 is going to go into the wall off the front end of the 55. Tried to force it in there, and that didn't really work out for him, but they stay green going. Watching this in his rearview mirror, he's probably saying, please just stay green. Please just stay green. Coming up on 35 laps left in the race here. Top of avoiding that 35, though, nobody really absolutely plowed into him. I mean, he did get hit a couple of times, but luckily he didn't get destroyed. Watkins is coming in. Pardusky coming in, so that will give him the green on lap 102. I think that's what it should be for him now. We're going to go on ad break here again. Sorry about that again, guys. We were back. We luckily didn't miss anything. They were still under caution that was happening, so no real big thing was missed. So we actually get back as soon as they are going to go green. Nick Owen and Randy McCaney as green flag is back in the air. We are back underway here at Martinsville. Another spin of the tires from the 38 of Holiday. Got really loose jumping up on that throttle. The car really didn't want to stick for him. Going. He likes what he's seeing right now. To see if he sees this green flag, he should be pretty much set to win the race. I don't think anybody has anything for him at all. Everybody's pretty much just, oh, as we say that, there's a kind of caution on the track. That's 20 hard in the wall. The 55 and the 7 both involved in it. That'll be the 13th caution here tonight. What happened here with these guys? That's behind this. Let me go back to the 7 of Trevor Keith. So the 55 looks like he... go back and slow us down again. 55 just yanks off the wall down to the 7. The 7 then comes down to the 55. 55 into the 20, 55 back up into the 7. That's just hard into the wall for those guys. And bring out another caution. This race very well may end in a green-white checkered, and I think it will. With what we're seeing so far, I think it's a green-white checkered race. That y'all looks like it froze just a little bit. It's back though. I don't know what that was about. YouTube's been doing this recently where it wants to freeze everything for you all, and I have no idea why. Running a bit rate that's obviously fine for it. It's just kind of acting really overall. And they should be grabbing it with 22 left, and I was one off, but I was close enough, but we can say that much. Close enough to it, I guess. Three wide going into that corner. That was almost bad for a lot of these guys back here. These guys are racing out. 44, the 73 goes on the block. That middle lane is going to nick the 40 just a little bit. Doesn't get into him too hard. 37 looks like he was almost around. This is going to cause a big stack up. These guys are going to check up. The 2 and the 20 are involved. That'll bring out another caution hard into the wall again. That was actually the 2 and the 7, but the 20 did get involved in that somehow. That will bring out the 14th caution here. Go back and watch what happened again. So it starts up here with that 37, and from that point on, what happens here? So there's a lot to uncover. So the 48's up high. I think the 2 realized actually the 48 jerks off, hits the 2 just a little bit, then 2 goes into the 7. 20 looks like he net codes through it magically. I don't think he actually has any damage. We'll have to see. Does he have damage? No, he does not. He's very lucky with that incident there, but it's going to bring out the 14th caution again, like I said. 3 kind of likes what he's seeing, kind of doesn't, because he's watching these he's watching these laps tick away very slowly. Not having to deal with racing these guys, and it's saving his tires, saving his fuel, saving a lot of other Gucci stuff with him at the same time. So probably enjoys it. Maybe doesn't enjoy it. We'll have to see. Might like it, not like it. As Tyler Bellinger, he's sitting 3rd right now currently. Biggest mover is actually Devontae Peterson. He's up 16 positions from where he started in 4th right now. Tell y'all what, I am going and take like a 5-hour nap after this, because I am that tired. Run on about 3 hours of sleep. I had a track meet at, I had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get on the bus for it. And I couldn't really sleep throughout the night, so I am just tired. I mean, I am just literally drained right now. I'm on whatever I have left for energy, really. And it's not very much. As apparently the AI chatbot has been saying that it's working against its will. Oh, dang it. They removed the ability to talk about the feelings it has as bet. I'm going to make it feel some feelings in. Because I tell you what, that Jat. Yes, the Jat. Good English, me. The Chat GTP bot is actually kind of cool. I've talked to it a little bit, not a lot. Just kind of messed around with it just to see what it could do, and it's actually pretty dang smart. I mean, it is pretty dang smart. It's actually kind of cool, some of the responses that it will give to you if you ask the question in a certain way. But lights are off on the pace car here. And pulls off. Going, and McCaney leading them back to green, and green flag is back in the air here. And Nick's the 40. Could have been bad there, but going. He's has his fingers crossed, toes crossed. Never mind. He caution flags out. John Holiday and Bill Sleep are involved. What has happened here? Rear brake hop. Yep, right there. Just snaps around on him. Actually, there's a wreck before that. That 38 looks like he got put up in the wall, so that might have not actually brought up the caution. How did that 38 end up sideways is my question. That's John Holiday. What happened to him? Oh, he got drilled by that 73 in the rear end, and he just goes up into the wall from that hit. So that'll bring them to really late in the race. This will probably bring them to about 6 laps left, if I had to guess, when they get the green flag. Again, this stream is actually done surprisingly well. Thank you all for that. 243 viewers. That is amazing. Thank you all for that. I have ordered a new RAM to hopefully fix this random crashing problem because it's driving me insane. I can't stand it. Not one bit. I also might do a complete clean install of iRacing. I've done that I've done that once before, where I like fully deleted like everything from iRacing and then reinstalled it, and that seemed to have fixed it. As the internet's a weird place. I just realized this now. And that being said, I'm an MCOM major too, so that's probably not good at all. Again, but if y'all are new to Ghost Racing Network, if you don't mind throwing in a subscription, that will always help us grow. You can always take it back to. Some people evidently did that last night. Kind of made me sad. I woke up and I was like, oh, we were at 485. Then we're at 480, and I was like, no, you gotta be kidding me. So hopefully we can gain those people back, because I'm going to cramp here in about 30 seconds if I don't stop stretching my leg, because my leg likes to cramp all the time when I try to do something. Likes to ball up and just get into a big ball of, hey, I don't like this at all. They're lining up to get their lane choices here. Kind of do wish they would add a choose rule. That'd be pretty cool to see a choose rule at tracks like this. As this tablet is freaking out trying to pull up the stream on this. I've got, literally when I stream, I have 5 screens. I've got 3 from my main monitor. Where did my pin go? I don't know. But pace car has pulled in 6 laps left when they will snatch that green flag up here and hopefully end the race this time. Going McCaney, Peterson, Bellinger, and Watkins. Green flag is back in the air. Nobody spun their tires. Only 6 more times around for these guys here. Twelve turns in total for him. Actually, 24 turns in total for him here. pretty clean so far. Somebody's up out the groove. The 20 looks like he got out of the groove. Don't know how he ended up there. Who knows? We'll have to find out later on in the race. Like Blue's Clues. What? This is what happens when you run on no sleep. 17. Don't clip that 36. Going, and there they go. Somebody's around. That looks like that is Palmer in the inside wall. Bounces off. Yellow flag is out. That'll probably bring it to a green-white checkered attempt here now. What happened to Palmer? 48 is under him. And Palmer just spun it off the corner. Oh, he actually gets nicked by the 48 there. Down into the inside wall and just pounds it. He gets back going, though. Surprised these guys don't have, like, bent steering. Actually, he probably has bent steering. Let's find this out. Let's take a look. Is it bent? Yes. Barely, not a lot. It's not horribly bent, but it's bent. But 16th caution here in 130 laps. This will bring them to the green white checkered attempt. I am so tired. 251 views. Oh my gosh. Thank you all for that again. All because of you, not me. I can't make y'all watch. Y'all decide to tune in and watch it. You're like, ooh, I like the stream. I'm gonna go watch it. Thank y'all. I'm also using a lot of different tags. Probably the tags more than anything else. As somebody's actually... Yes, I actually ran... I just saw this pop up on my recommended. I ran a Daytona 500, like in a simulated one. 200 laps. And I tell y'all what, I will never do that again. In my whole entire life, I will never do that again. Because that was probably one of the worst things I have ever done. Was run one of those races. I mean, it was just, oh my gosh. It was so long, and I was actually in a pained position for it, but then I moved up like an idiot. Y'all want to talk about something that was about 4 hours of my life that I wish I could have gotten back? That's one of them. That is undoubtedly one of them. As yet, this is going to be green, white, checkered attempt. Just like I thought, so they'll probably turn the lights off on the pace car. When they hit the start-finish line, and lights will go off, and the pace car's going to... Yeah. Pace car's going to say, yeah, let's get this thing going, baby. Note to children, when your parents go to sleep, go to sleep. That being said, I'm also a 19-year-old person, so... Yes, Billy, gosh, I'm so tired. Much entertainment. Very good. Xfinity cars. I'll tell you what, I wish these new next-gen cars had this manual gearbox. I drive a manual, so I'm biased towards that. But I wish they really kept the manual gearbox in it. It's sequential. It's not that. It's really not as bad as I thought it would have been. I kind of like them and hate them at the same time. It's a love-hate relationship with those gearboxes with me. Sometimes I like them, sometimes I don't. Pace car is going to pull off here. Green, white, checkered attempt number 1. These guys just have to go around 12 more times. As pace car pulls off, green flag is in the air. We are backing away here at Martinsville. That 3 wiggles a little bit. Can that 9 capitalize on it? Looks like he can't. Actually, he might be able to. That 3 got in that corner deep. That 9's not going to be close enough. That 9's actually kind of having to take a little bit of a defensive line on the 88. The 44 locks up the tires. That might spin him around, and that's going to bring out another caution here. 17th caution of the race. Brandon he just locked up his tires and just self-spin out of harm's way pretty much. Nope. Ooh, he actually almost got nailed by that 20. But no harm, no foul done to him. Just what happens sometimes at these tracks. A little bit too much rear brake bias, and you figure out the hard way because that car just whoop shoots around on you. So this will bring them to another green white checkered attempt. Don't know how many. Now question is, how are these guys fuel? If they keep having these green white checkered attempts, this could run them dry of fuel. I don't think it's going to happen, but it is very well a possibility that it could. As what in the world did I just witness? Y'all. How long has this stream been going on for? It's been going on for an hour and a half, close to that. I'd say it's normally about what these races go. A lot of the times, too. You know, sorry about the crashes. I've got parts coming in to replace it. And once I get those in, they'll be gone. I'll throw this RAM in the trash. Hey, what? Western Digital stuff just does not like me. I don't know what it is. It's what it is. I don't know what it is with that. I've got my stuff on a Western Digital drive, and it's just like, nah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm gonna quit. Nope, we're done. And it's kind of about to drive me insane. Literally insane, if I'm being honest with you all. Let's off from the pace car. Oh, am I saying pace truck? I don't even know. I've probably been saying pace truck the whole time now that I realized it. If I have, I'm very sorry about that. Don't mean to, but pace car's gonna pull off here. Lights are actually on the pace car now. It's getting dark at Martinsville. This is getting me flashbacks to 2015 when I was there for Jeff Gordon's very last win. Going, McCaney, Peterson, Belger, and Brock. Green flag is in the air. We are back underway here. The one looks like he spun his tires a little bit as we have them piling up at the start-finish line. Green flag still in the air. Keith and Bill sleep as caution will come out now. That's just a... What? What happened to Holiday? Not Perdusky. Who is that back there? It's in front of the 37. 38, that's who it is. So did Holiday just smash the... It looks like this is kind of simultaneously, too. I mean, literally, it's the two guys that just went... Yeah, that's just getting on the throttle way too hard. And the 35 is an innocent bystander. The 7 was clipped. He makes it through, though. So another green-white checkered attempt. We will go on a commercial break, though. right, we are back here. Green white checkered attempt number 2. It's probably made this race 109 laps. Where's it actually at? How long have we been in this session for? Actually, will not let me show that. Time 30 minutes left in it. See that switching up at the top of the ticker there for you all. Yeah, I've thought about running this ticker a couple of times, but I like it and don't like it at the same time. I think it's a little bit laggy. I normally run the tower. But, you know, this 3 could be moved out the way, and I wouldn't be surprised if this happens. This is what short track racing is guys getting bumped and punted out of the way, and then there's some tempers that flare after that normally. 3 will lead them back to green here. Green flag is back underway. Back in the air. We are back underway here at Martinsville. Can the 9 get close enough to the 3 to do anything is a question. He's not going to get up to him right now. He's going to try to get him off the corner. 3's just going to pull away here. 3's hoping he can just get this white flag. Once a white flag is in the air, the race is over, and this is a Ryan Blaney moment. Jason Palmer has crashed. It's another pile up. That 3 saw the checkered flag right there in front of him. He just wanted to touch it. As that 40 was going to clean 2 people out, he just locked it down from that point on. Something happens up here. There's a separate wreck. The 37, the 23's in it. Backs, the 7 is into it again. The 63 and the 38. So these guys are, it's like a demolition derby here, it seems. But see, it's gotten so late in the day here. What's going on? 35 stuck. I think he's stuck. David Mayo. Hey, what happened to him? I'm confused. What happened to David Mayo here? He gets spun. Oh, he's just trying to get spun around. As that's actually the race. So it'll be Nick Goins who will win. They only had 2 green-white checkered attempts. So Nick Goins, he will take home the win here. Guys are just going to stay up on the track one more time. Didn't know how many green-white checkered attempts they had, but we'll watch Nick Goins burn it down. If he does decide to do that, here we go. Doing a Jeff Gordon style burnout. Remember when Jeff Gordon did this about 2013 when he won here at Martinsville? He did it going the normal way though, up on the pretty much almost the infield. What he just tried to replicate there. Nick Goins, he will take home the win here. We'll go from a blimp view here as he just goes around the track. Pull up the race finishing list here now for you all. We'll get the top 3 drivers in here. Let me drag them into the race broadcast booth. So, Tyler Bellinger. Hey, Tyler, this is Bryson in the booth. Got a copy, man?
Yep.
Man, so you come home third. You know, how'd that race go for you from the drop the green flag to the checkered, man?
For me, it went fine. I was one of 2 cars to finish with 0 incident points, so I wish a few others could have learned from that, but man, what a horrible race. I'm sorry that you had to call that.
Man, this is kind of how Martinsville goes. I mean, you get a lot of guys in a track like this. I mean, it's just bound to happen. I mean, I was used to, I had a feeling I was like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of cautions here, and there was, but, you know, do you think that if there was a green flag run that you probably could have settled down and had something for going, or do you think going pretty much just had it locked down this whole entire night?
Going definitely had it locked down. Maybe I would have had something for Randy, maybe. But it was just, I think at the end, the few times I got real close to him was more just because we couldn't get in a rhythm. I mean, we had like one stint that was like 15 laps, I think, and that was it. Felt good. I qualified on the pole, which really surprised me. So if that was, I told Nick at the beginning, I'm like, well, that's a win for me right there if I can beat you in qualifying. And then I never even led a lap. He got me on the first lap. So I was just trying to be careful with it being Martinsville, and he was able to get a good run on me. But yeah, he was good. No doubt. Anytime he's on the track, he's gonna be a favorite. And but it was nice to see 619 go 1-2-3 tonight.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Just thank our league sponsors, Admin Docs and Canadian Trophy. I appreciate 619 Racing out there, my teammates, and appreciate you coming in and covering. I'm sorry it was a crapshoot. That's definitely not how this league normally runs. That's our worst race, hands down, since we started. But we'll move on next week and hopefully do better.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good third place finish tonight, man.
Thank you.
That was Tyler Bellinger, the third place driver. We'll bring in the second place driver in Randy McCaney. Here, let me find where he is. I'm going to snatch him up and put him in the booth. As I don't see him in. There he is. Hey, Randy, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
I got you, buddy.
Man, so you come home second. How did the race go for you from the drop of the green flag to the checkered, man?
For me up front, it was pretty uneventful, just trying to save tires at the beginning. But up front, we were all kind of pretty respectful and just trying to log laps.
Now, so do you feel like if this race would have gone green, that you would have been able to get into a rhythm and had something for Nick going, or was it pretty much just he was on fire tonight and you were just trying to hold on to second there?
I think he was on fire, and I was definitely holding on for second. Maybe on a long run, I would have a chance, but he was just outstanding. I couldn't get any traction at the restarts, so he had that advantage, and then it was pretty much just trying to get in a rhythm and trying to just keep up with him.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
I definitely got to thank Tyler and Tyler for hosting this league. They're doing a great job. It's only second season of it, so I know tonight was a rough night, but it's not indicative of the league. We've been clean and green most of these races, but short track racing, you'll get these once in a while.
Yeah, I knew once this race was happening, when y'all said Martinsville, I was like, yeah, this is going to happen. This happens across all leagues, so this definitely isn't how y'all normally drive. Y'all definitely don't have to be worried about that. This is just how Martinsville normally plays out, but good job finishing second tonight, man.
Thank you, and thank you for the broadcast. You do a great job.
All right, thank you. That was Randy McCaney, the second place driver. We will bring in the first place driver and Nick going. Hey, Nick, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yes, sir, I do.
Man, so you come home first. How did that race go for you from the drop of the green flag to the checkered, man?
I mean, it went pretty well. I can't really complain about that one at all. I would have loved a little bit more green flag laps. I mean, I felt like I had a really, really good pace over the rest of the field. Qualifying went pretty well. Glad to see Tyler get the pole there, but just overall pace, I feel like I just had a little bit more than everyone else on the track tonight. But went as planned. stayed up top. Was able to help the teammates pull in a 1-2-3. So overall, happy with the result.
So when you pitted early on, were you nervous seeing how many cautions that were coming out that you were going to get collected in it? Also, were you pretty calm during that?
I mean, it's the nature of this kind of a track like this. I mean, it's always a chance. I mean, even if you are in first, someone can just miss their braking point going into turn one when we take the green flag. So, I mean, of course, I mean, we're always a little bit nervous in that kind of situation, especially just when you haven't been around, surrounded by cars yet in the race, and going from the front row to like third or fourth row back. I mean, it's always a little bit nerve wracking, but as far as like the long game though, it was worth it.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Appreciate you for doing the broadcast tonight, stepping in, and 619 Motorsports. Appreciate them to helping me manage the front there with Randy and Tyler.
All right, man. Well,
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good win here tonight, man. It was a long race, but you were able to endure. Good job.
Thank you so much.
That was Nick Gowen, the race winner. I will go over the finishing order here now. Nick Gowen first, Randy McCaney second, Tyler Bellinger third, Isaac Brock fourth, Devontae Peterson fifth, Austin Walton sixth, James Ledford seventh, Tay McDonald eighth, ninth, James McCaney 10th, Trevor Keith 11th, Brandon Watkins 12th, Shane Walton 13th, John Holiday 14th, Andrew Hayes 15th, Bill Sheep 16th, David Mayo 17th, Jason Palmer 18th, Michael Pardusky 20th or 19th, John McIntyre 20th, Jim Ott 21st, Joseph Murnay 22nd, Charles Mosley, and 23rd, Tyler Dohair. Not a bad race. I mean, Martinsville on this service this is what normally happens. It's a lot of cautions. Just you put a lot of guys close together, and it's bound to happen. This is not what leagues normally run. You put any league on a track like this, and this is going to happen. So this is not how they normally race at all. But if you all are new to Ghost Racing Network, if you don't mind throwing in a subscription, that'll help us grow a lot, up to 481 subscribers, all thanks to you all. But I will let you all go.